Hi guys, my name is Ayo and you are welcome to another edition of Property Issues. Today, I would like to emphasize on the importance of reading a tenancy agreement very well. It is very important for you as a prospective tenant to make sure you go through and thoroughly through the agreement paper that you will be given. It is very important. It is very, very important that you understand every bit of it. This is because if you don't understand the tenancy agreement and you sign it, you might have yourself to blame in the future, in the nearest future, because a day could come that an issue will arise. And from inside that tenancy agreement that you signed, some evidence will be brought out to fight against you, which might make you lose the case, even in court. That is why you need to read very well. It is, in fact, if you know you can't read very well, or you read and you don't understand very well, it is best that you look for a lawyer or a lawyer friend or a learned colleague to read thoroughly and interpret to you before you sign. You don't have to sign immediately like most people do. The moment they go, they for house hunting and they see an apartment they like, the moment they just see the apartment, they're always very eager to pay, then sign the agreement, because they might be scared that if they don't pay on time, someone else might take the apartment. No, don't be in a rush to sign a tenancy agreement, because it might put you in trouble. For you to understand the point I'm trying to make, I'll be using the yearly tenancy and the fixed tenancy agreement as a case studies. And for you to understand better, I'm going to read what fixed tenancy agreement means. Fixed tenancy agreement says that a rental agreement for a specific predetermined period, commonly 6 or 12 months, providing stability for both landlord and tenants. The lease automatically expires on the agreed date without the need for a quick notice. Take note, without the need for a quick notice, though it often converts to a periodic rolling contract if not renewed. So I'm going to come back to explain what that means. Why the yearly tenant? The yearly tenancy reads that it's a rental agreement typically lasting 1 year, where rent is paid annually and a 6 month notice is required to terminate it. Under Lagos state law, landlord must provide a written receipt, and while yearly upfront payment is common, tenancy laws emphasize 6 month notice for eviction. So now I'm going to explain the difference between the two. The difference is that a fixed term tenancy does not require 6 month notice based on the agreement. So why a yearly tenancy agreement required a written 6 month notice, quick notice, before you can be evicted from the apartment. So what it means is that if you go and rent an apartment and you don't go through that agreement very well, and the lawyer that prepares the agreement decides to use fixed term tenancy in the agreement and you sign it, it means that one day the landlord can just wake up and decides to give you a notice, and if you go to court you will lose, because in the agreement it is written fixed tenancy, not yearly tenancy. In fixed tenancy, The landlord can decide to come any day and tell you that I want to terminate your contract, I want you to leave. But in the yearly, the tenant has to give you, in the yearly tenancy, the landlord has to give you a 6 month notice, written notice. So you can see that there's a difference. But the two can still be used to prepare an agreement. So it is best that before you sign any tenancy agreement, make sure that you read thoroughly, or you take the agreement to a lawyer or a person that is more learned to read, so you don't make these mistakes. The reason why I came to explain this thing, the difference between these two and the importance of reading a tenancy agreement is because some lawyers are now doing it. Some lawyers are now preparing agreements in Lagos State using fixed tenancy due to the stress involved in quitting a tenant. So some lawyers have now decided that that is what they will be using to prepare it. And most people don't know the difference. And there is no ignorance before the law. That's why I've decided today to do this video, so you can understand the difference. I hope you have learned something today. Do well to follow me on all my social media handles at Property Issues, or get in touch with me if need be through the number written on the screen. Take care. Catch you on another episode.